Okay, we're looking at Unit 2, Lesson 7 today, comparing relationships with tables. And I want you guys to think back to last year. Per. What did per mean? Okay. Means one, means unit rate, means finding for one. Of those will get you the meaning of per. So when you see per, we need to think of we are finding for one. We are finding how much one item is in a box or a bag of a bunch of stuff. So for example, if I wanted to know how many muffins there are in a dozen, so I could say one muffin per box is what I was looking for. So I would take the total and divide by the part. Okay, that's all, none of that's new. That's from last year. Okay, so for that to work, to be a proportional relationship, the COP must be the same all the way down the table, or it is not proportional. I want you to draw a table with 5 lines going down and 3 columns going across. So we're adding in a 3rd column today. This is going to be A, B, and then B over A. So what does this look like? I wrote this in what kind of format, Evie? Like a fraction. But we also need to train our brain that this also means to divide. Some of you are really, really good at already knowing that. Some of us tend to forget, or it just doesn't click yet, and that's okay. We're getting there. So when you see this setup, you're filling in what you see here. So this is still our X and our Y columns, but we use these to create this fraction to be able to solve it. So, for example, if they gave us 2 and 14, what would my fraction look like? Nope. You have to look at your variables in the right order. 14 over 2. And what does that equal when I do solve it? Because I have to divide up because the top is the bigger number.
7.
It equals 7. So that means that 7 represents our COP. Good. So COP equaled 7. All right, I'm going to give you 3 more, and I want you to solve them on your own. Set them up and see if they match what the COP is going to be. So if they give us 535, 963, 1/3, and 7/3. Don't let that mess you up. You're doing it and setting it up the same way you do the whole numbers. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 2-3 minutes to work on those. All right. What did our setup look like for our second row? What would I have written out? Carolina. 35 over 5, and we got what? Okay, what would our next one be? Indira? 63 over 9, good. And we got what? 7. And what would our last one look like? Yes, it looks a little funky, but we follow the same process. Evie, what would I write? I know that looks like fraction over fraction, looks weird, but still think of it as the same format. Number divided by another number. Okay? And what did that give me? 7. So is this table proportional? Yes. So yes, this is a proportional table. All right. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same type of table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go over 3. And this time I'm going to have you do the entire table. And you're doing the same setup. Sorry guys. A, B, and then B over A. And I want you to find 75, 200, 1,525, 10, 3, 8, 61, and 4 tenths. What'd you say, Brandon? Remember, just because you might see a decimal somewhere, don't let that scare you. Middle school and up, you're going to start seeing a lot more decimals. I may need another minute. Okay, keep going. I'll do. I'm really good on this one. When you do finish, you can put your summary on top of that. All right, I want you to check how you did. If you didn't finish, it's okay. All right, so B, we should have got 3 over 75, and that gave us what? 0.04, so that makes that the what? Good. If something constantly happens, what does that mean? The same thing keeps happening, right? So that's why this is called COP, constant of proportionality. That means the same thing is happening. If it's not happening the same all the way down, then it's not proportional. Does that make sense? All right, so here we've got 8 divided by 200, and we get same thing. 61 over 1,525, we get the same thing. And then 0.4 over 10, we get the same thing. So yes, this is proportional. All right, so for your cool down today, and y'all probably going to not take any time on this, because it goes along with exactly what we did. Okay. What is always that magical formula to find unit rate? Total divided by part. I'm going to leave this up here so you can copy if you need to. When you get this, look up here. You're going to figure out, based on this information, is the cost of the apples proportional to the weight of apples? So that means you're going to find the what first? COP, unit rate. And then you're going to do total divided by part on each line. If they're all the same, is it proportional? Yes. You're going to do the same thing here. Total divided by part after you find the unit rate. If they're all the same, then yes. If not, it's a no. Number 3, you're writing an equation based on table 1. So you're going to tell me, what did you do to figure out table 1? And I'll leave this up here so you can add this writing to yours. And then turn it in when you are done.